File sets. A file set is a data type representing a collection of local files. File sets can be created, composed, and manipulated with various functions of the library. You can explore and learn about the library with Nix REPL. So I did not know about this. Minus F. Nix REPL. What does the F do? There are a lot of options. Oh my god. Holy cow. Minus file. That's not it, right? Log format. Minus F. Oh, I see. It's just going to basically pull this file. Interpret installables as an attribute path relative to the Nix expression stored in file. What does this mean? Installables as attribute paths relative to the Nix expression. God damn it. Anyway, this looks really nice. I think what this means is now it's going to download Nix packages, this version, and inside of it has a lib. So now I can access lib. Because normally inside Nix REPL, I can't do something like lib.fileset. It says like I don't know it, right? But I guess if I pass in I shouldn't probably type this because it has to download it. Does it mean it's ready? I guess so. And now I can do, oh, no I can't. It's still like busy. I know I've been using oh, what just happened? Holy cow. Here, let's just start over. Because this time it has it downloaded now. Okay, so it's fine now, it's happy. Now I have lib.fileset. It should be a function. Well, it's something. Alright, so fileset is equal to lib.fileset. Just makes it easier for us to type. The trace function pretty prints the files included in a given file set. So that means file system dot file set dot trace, and we give it a path. I'm not sure what null is. Project Nix null. All right. Home user. So it just prints my current directory. Yeah, that's what it does. All right, that doesn't do too much, right? I see. It's a file set, so when I do dot slash dot, it includes, it's basically saying all files in this directory. Got it, got it. So it's going to include all the files that I have. All functions that expect a file set for an argument can also accept a path. Such path arguments are then implicitly turned into sets that contain all files under the given path. Right, so when you do dot slash dot, it's going to turn that file set into all files in that directory. The trace function pretty prints its first argument and returns its second argument, but since you often just need the pretty printing in Nix REPL, you can omit the second argument. I see, just like the Nix trace in packages or where built-ins, it's going to return the second argument. All right. That means I have to get ready soon. And look, this is kind of a long thing. I might not be able to finish. All right, let's keep going then. Let's do this fast. How fast can we do this, guys? Let's see here. Even though file sets conceptually contain local files, the files are never added to the Nix store unless explicitly requested. Therefore, you don't have to worry as much about accidentally copying secrets into the world readable store. Oh, I see, the Nix store is world readable. Okay. In this example, although we pretty printed the home directory, no files were copied. This is in contrast to coercion of paths to strings such as $./. Which copies the whole directory to the Nix store on evaluation. Yeah, we learned that when we use pads in string interpolation, it copies it into the Nix store. So that's something to be careful about. When using flakes and Nix command experimental features, the local directory within a flake is always copied into the Nix store completely unless it is a Git repository. I don't know what flakes are, so I can pretty much ignore that. This implicit coercion also works for files. Touch some file. Alright, so let's do that. My file. Then we do Nix REPL again. Uh-oh, I've lost my Nix REPL. Ay. Nix REPL, and then it was like channel. Don't I have channel in here? Ay. 2311. There we go. This is so helpful that I should add this to my cheat sheet. I don't think I have Nix REPL. I'll make one for Nix REPL. Oh, tips. Run Nix REPL with -f to make lib available. That's super useful. Alright, what were we doing now? We're touching some file, and then we do files fs dot trace, but I don't think we have fs, right? What did we do here? Fs is equal to lib file set. Let's just remember that instead. lib.fileset.trace some file, my file. So it says my file regular. It also prints the file type. Why? Where did it take me? I swear to God. Okay. Example project. To further experiment with the library, make a sample project. Create a new directory, enter it, and set up endpins to pin the Nix packages dependency. What are we doing here? What is going on? So we make file set. we go into file set, Nix shell minus p endpins. I never learned what set up endpins to pin the Nix package's dependency. Did we learn what endpins were somewhere? Because I certainly don't know what it is. Endpins is a simple tool for handling different types of dependencies in Nix project. Track Git branches, releases, channels. All right. Endpins init. Tree, endpins default Nix sources.json. Oh. Huh. I don't really know exactly, but it sounds like it's able to kind of figure out what you're using right now and then just like set the version numbers. So let's just follow what it says here. I hate kind of blindly following stuff, you know? Here, we'll just copy this. What is it saying? It is creating endpins directory, adding Nix packages. Endpins run endpin init. Endpins add GitHub, NixOS, Nix packages branch, NixOS 2311. I see. So we're telling it what channel we're using here and which things we sort of want to pin down, I guess. All right, we'll see what this actually ends up doing, but that's good to know. Then create a default.nix file with the following content. So let's get out of here and let's go into file set and we'll make something called default.nix. Oh, that was really slow. We have a function. It takes in something called system, which is by default current system. And it takes in sources, which is going to import endpins. All right, I have no idea what that is. And then we do let packages equals import sources dot Nix packages. I wonder, so it made an endpins directory. And it has Nix packages pinned here, version branch, version 3. Okay. And it has something in here generated by endpins. One day we'll learn about this. It's kind of weird. Whoops. All right, we're back in file set. Sources Nix packages. Config is equal to, this is stuff we've seen before. Overlays is equal to empty list. But it is also bringing system down. Oops. We're bringing system into sources Nix packages. And now we do in packages dot call package build Nix. All right, we've seen this also. So basically build Nix is going to take in parameters, and call package is going to know how to supply them automatically. And inside of packages, we're going to have Nix packages, sources, import npins. Interesting. That's the npins directory that we just set up, which I guess has Nix packages in it. Okay. Add 2 source files to work with. Okay, let's do that. Echo hello to hello.txt. Echo world to world.txt. Cat hello.txt. Cat world.txt. There we go. Let's save this default.nix. Files in a given file set can be added to the Nix store with toSource. The argument to this function requires a root attribute to determine which source directory to copy the source to the store. Only the files in the file set attribute are included in the result. So we're going to make build.nix. So here's build.nix. Build.nix. And it needs standard environment, which isn't surprising. It also needs lib. That's all the library functions in Nix packages. And now we're going to say we can access lib file set. That's great. Source files is equal to hello.txt. That was the file we just created. In fs.trace source files. So it's going to print out source files, which is hello text. Why does it say files when it's just one file, right? And then it's going to evaluate its next parameter, which is actually standard environment.make derivation. This is actually more like this, right? This is the third argument. Second argument to trace. Name is equal to file set. I thought we always needed a p-name. Source is equal to fs.toSource. Root is equal to our current directory. File set is equal to source files. And post install is make directory out. Copy -v hello.txt to the out directory. All right. I can't say that I understand the make derivation that well. Why does it take name instead of p-name? Where's the version? And I still don't quite understand toSource, but we'll get there maybe. Try building it. Nix build. We don't need to pass a -a for Nix build because in our default there's no options. There's just Nix. There's only one. So we do Nix build. It's going to fetch Nix packages. Import npins. I see. So npins, it's going to import this. And here we read from sources.json. And basically it knows how to pull all this out. Alright, so it's some kind of magic where npins is going to contain Nix packages. That's kind of neat. I don't think we needed to do this, right? Yeah. Anyway, so it's just getting us source, it's just getting us the sources that we described for npins early on, which was like, where was it? Here. Npins add GitHub, NixOS, Nix packages. So maybe it's pinning those things? Anyway, let's, I don't understand. I really don't understand. So here we've called Nix build. What has it said? It's doing a lot of stuff. And then running patch phase, update. There's a whole bunch of phases. Hello text ends up going here into the Nix store. Checking for references, patching. Yeah, we saw this. And then we have a file set. So do we have a result now? Oh, we do. Alright, so it's actually... It actually ran this post install, made the out directory, and moved hello text over to it. Source files equal trace source files. I see. File set is equal to source files, which just is right now is just a single file hello text. That's how we've constructed our file set. And I guess to source makes it treated as source code. Alright, to be able to copy both hello and world.txt to output, add the whole project directory as source again. Okay, so here we're adding the whole project directory. And then we are only copying these two files. This will work as expected. Alright, so now in result, we have hello and world, and if I cat world, it says world. Okay. However, if you run Nix build again, the output path will be different. The problem here is that Nix build by default creates a result symlink in the working directory, which points to the store path just produced. Okay. I see. Because we made it our local directory, every time we run a build or anything, the local directory is changing. So it treats the local directory as something different and puts us in a different store. Since source refers to the whole directory, yeah, Nix will have to start over. Okay, difference function subtracts one file set from another. The result is a new file set that contains all the files from the first argument that aren't in the second argument. Use it to filter out result by changing the source files definition. I see. Okay, so here we go. Source files equals, and we're going to do fs.difference. we pass in our local directory, but now we're saying ignore result. And now it shouldn't put it into a new directory. Should always put it in the same one. Yeah, it's always this 25J file set. And before this, I guess, it would always put in a different directory. Let's just make sure that's true. Yeah, you see these are always changing. So just making a whole bunch of garbage. I like typing again, lib dot, no, it's called fileset dot difference. We pass in this and we tell it the thing we want to forget, right? Perfect. Right. Missing files. Remove the result symlink creates a new problem though. Right, because there is no result anymore, so it can't do it. Different second argument. Result is a path that does not exist. Okay, looks like the answer is following the instruction and use may be missing. It said it right here, right? To create a file set from a path that may not exist. So here, oops. File set dot may be missing. Like this, right? Yay, that worked. So if it's missing, it'll probably just not put anything in there. It doesn't need to remove it if it's missing, right? Alright, so union, explicitly exclude files. When is my meeting? I have ADHD. I live in constant fear of forgetting everything. Alright, I should leave soonish, but we can go a little longer. Test passed. Thank you. From YouTube. How are you doing? How are you doing, YouTube? How are you doing, Twitch? You guys can hear me, right? Once I did a stream and like I found out I was not talking the whole time. Someone's like, hey, you know, I can't hear you. It's like, holy shit. New streamer problems. Now I have a checklist. It's just like Nix. It makes sure that nothing can go wrong. There is still a problem. Changing any of the included files causes the derivation to be built again, even though it doesn't depend on those. Append an empty line to build.nix. Look, here's our build.nix. I made a new line to it. And now when we build, it changed. It's an 5S instead of R3. It used to be R3s all the time. But now it'll always be the same 5S. It's saying it doesn't care about build.nix. What it cares about is hello and world, right? So why should changing build.nix change where it goes? Changes where it gets stored in the store. One way to fix this is to use unions. Create a file set containing a union of files to exclude. Subtract it and subtract it. Oh, that we're doing kind of like surgery now. So here's our file difference. So we're going to remove a bunch of things. So instead of just this one function, let's try to make this clear. Difference takes in parameters, and here's its second parameter, and the parameter is a union. We're going to add several things, and union takes in a list of stuff. And the first item is maybe missing. We need parentheses around it so it knows how to parse it, otherwise it's going to be a list of a function. And then we're going to get rid of default.nix, build.nix, and endpins. And that is the list. And this is the union. And that is the end of this. Oh, why is default.nix not in here? Oh, we don't need a... Nix doesn't use commas in its lists. Alright, I think that's right now. So now, uh-oh. File set differences, dot dot. Now we do the union. Union takes in a list of things. This is the end of the list. This is the end of FS unions. And then we have a semicolon. Why is it not happy? Second argument is type lambda. Oh, because I typed unions wrong. Okay, so now we're in, you can see here, 3HZ. And now if I change build.nix to have even more new lines, oops, more new lines, it's still 3HZ, perfect. Right. Filter, file filter function allows filtering file sets such that each included file satisfies the given criteria. Use it to select all files with a name ending in .nix. Okay, so we get rid of these nix files here, and we're going to add something called file filter, which is a function that takes in a function, that's the predicate, and the directory that it's going to look in for each file. The predicate takes in a file, and I guess we are going to check file.hasExtension. I didn't know there was such a thing. So that means paths have reference manual path. Let's look up path. Wonder where path is in here. Oops. What happened? Path. This is not going to be helpful this way. Just kind of wanted to know, like, what are paths in Nix? Ah, well, maybe we'll have to look at it some other time. But apparently paths have this has extension. So let's just test that out. So if I do like hello.text, you see it returns me this path. So does that mean a path has, that doesn't make sense, right? I can't do dot has extension. F equals hello dot text. All right, F dot has extension text. So I wonder how this worked, because this is a path Oh, yeah, this is a set of, these are a set of files. It's a directory. Oh, maybe. File set. Yeah, I don't really understand how that works. File filter. Oh my god. File filter will take in the current directory, and then maybe it will like basically look for the files and pass it into this function. I'm guessing that's how it works. So there's pads on their own don't have a has extension. So where was I? Build.nix has extension nix. So here we have, we can see that even if I change this file, we end up in the same directory. But if I mistype nix to that, and I've changed the file. Now we're in a new one, sk0, and I change it again. It'll change again. Yeah. So this is actually working. All right, so that's pretty cool. Notably, the approach of using difference explicitly selects the file to exclude, which means that new files added to the source directory are included by default. Depending on your project, this might be a better fit than the alternative in the next section. Okay, union, explicitly include files. To contrast the previous approach, unions can be used to select only files to include. So this is useful if you know all your files you're including, but every time you add a new file, then like you might forget to add it to your union, right? So we're gonna make a build.sh and a select.c and an h. So you see we have extra files now. Oh, I typed it wrong. Because I didn't make directory source. Let's remove source.select.c and source.select.h. All right, so under source now, we have select.c, select.h, and we also have a build.sh. Then create a file set from only the files to be included specifically. All right, so here we just have a union. We get rid of our difference. We just make a union. And the union is a list. We'll do it their way. Where I'll just get rid of all this. Actually, it's easier to just. All right, what's in the union? We have our hello.txt, we have our world.txt, we have our build.sh, and we have, now we're trying to get fancy and add all .c and .h files under source. So let's try to remember how to do this. That is like fs.file filter. I can't remember what it's called. Filter file maybe. And it takes in a function, and it also takes in a directory, which probably is our source directory, right? And it needs to start with a dot. And now we call file.hasExtension, and it can either be a .c or file.hasExtension .h, right? So we need to put these in parentheses, otherwise it can't parse these. So let's see, this ends the function, this is the source. That seems right to me. I'm guessing I typed it wrong though. Attribute filter file, not function. Okay, so it wasn't filter file, it was called file filter. I think I had that that last time, didn't I? Hey, did I do it right then? Let's see. I'm just gonna glance at the code. Yeah, that looks right. So now in result, we have hello world, hello text and world.text. And now if I change like select.c in here to have something, it should not change the directory. Wait, was that right? Oh, it should, because that was, I'm including this. But if I change my default.nix, it shouldn't change where it's building this. We're in 1rm, 1rm. Great. So that makes sense. The post install script is simplified to rely on the sources to be pre-filtered appropriately. Oh, they changed post. They added, what did they do? Source files, make derivation, file set. This is all the same. And then post install, copy minus vr dot out. So this is saying that because we included our files in our build directory, it will only have the source, it will only have the source files to copy. Let's see what's in there. Yeah, so it basically has the stuff that we added in here only that was copied over, because I guess that's how we defined its source. That's how we defined our source. Recursively, I guess that creates the out file. Recursively, yeah. All right. Am I late yet? Not late yet. Getting close. The post install script simplified it. Only specified files are used even when a new one is added. So if I add a new file in here and I run nix build, it won't do anything. You can see the files that it actually copied. It wasn't in there, and there was no select.o. Matching files tracked by Git. If a directory is part of a Git repository, passing it to Git tracked gives you a file set that only includes files tracked by Git. Oh, interesting. Create a local Git repository and add all files except select O and result.o to it. Okay. So we're adding everything, and then we remove select.o and result. Okay. Now reuse this selection of files with Git tracked. So source files, is equal to get tracked. Let's see what ends up being copied over. All right, so we got rid of select dot, what did we get rid of? Select result and select dot O. So we don't have, if we go into source, we don't have select, wait, we do have select O. No, in result though. Yeah, we don't have result.o in our result. So that makes sense. Not all of these files are needed to build a derivation. Intersection is where intersection comes in handy. That are in both of the two file sets. So we say it's in get tracked and these files. I don't know, it seems a little bit like, now it seems like we're like picking at straws here, because you kind of have to know everything no matter what here, right? So we have our get tracked stuff, and we're saying it also needs to be in the union of these other files, which is hello.txt, world.txt, and build.sh, and source. So it's the intersection of these things. All right, so this means pretty much everything that's get tracked and source, and then these files also. But here, our build.nix files and all that aren't included because they're not, they may be get tracked, but they're not in this list. Intersection. What am I doing wrong? Get tracked. FS union. I did the same exact mistake as last time. It's unions. And now we have this. All right, just in time. What did we really learn? The whole endpins thing were confusing because we didn't learn it, right? But I don't think that really matters too much. It just matters that you have some source files. So let's look at default again. You have some source files. That's what's really important, right? What else? So we're going to be calling, we have system, inherit system, built-in current system. I don't think we ever use system in here, right? No. We don't use system though. So I wonder why system is being passed in here. I guess, oh, yeah, I don't know why. Packages, maybe we need to know, maybe it needs to have system inside of packages later. But it doesn't matter. So we have source files, and then we can kind of define what our source files are using this file set functions, right? We have intersection, we have get tracked, we have unions, we have difference. And that way, when we actually do a build of our local files, we're not rebuilding every time like something that doesn't matter changes, right? It's really only when our source code changes and stuff like that that we need to rebuild. And then we have our normal make derivation. Trace here is just over here, it's just printing out the source. We can remove that and it'll still do the work. This is sort of not really important. You see it does it, but it doesn't it doesn't change. It says it's dirty because I haven't committed my changes in Git. That's a good warning. I think this was good. I think most of the time you wouldn't be doing Nix builds with local files. My guess is that you'd pull it from a repository, but you know, we'll see. Maybe sometimes it's useful. Um, oh, thanks PF Morph for letting me know my audio's good. I don't look at chat enough, right? So I think we are all done for today. I'm going to go to my meeting, maybe get myself a job. Um, we'll see how that goes. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I think we'll put this video up as a video clip later, you know, just a section here where we're doing something new. Maybe the review's nice also. You can catch that again later. So yeah, do like, subscribe, follow, whatever it is on your platform. And if you enjoyed this, I also have a Discord server that's in the description. So yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. We'll learn something more. We'll go back to, we got COBOL, we got Atari assembly for the 8-bit. We have Rust that I still want to do. And we have some Haskell. So those are things that we're going to get back to doing. All right. Thanks, everyone. Talk to you later. Bye.